it's me, Katie. Welcome back to Steal the Spotlight. A little while ago over on Instagram, I asked you to send in your picks for best and worst dressed of the year when it came to K-pop comebacks. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous because a lot of the really popular groups were actually quite polarizing on whether their style was best or worst, so this should be interesting. Obviously, I know not everyone who watches my videos are also a K-pop stan, but hopefully you'll still enjoy because honestly, I think anyone can take inspiration from their styling. It's what originally got me down this dark rabbit hole that I now exist in. Oh, and lastly, before we dive in to the K-pop stans out there, if your favorite is not mentioned today, I'm sorry. It is not personal, and it doesn't mean that I don't like or listen to their music. Honestly, some of my faves that are on the wall right here are not going to be mentioned today. It's just a time restraint thing. So many comebacks in a year, only so many I can mention today. Two of the most polarizing responses were actually both JYP groups, itzy and Twice, and I can kind of see why. I don't really understand how Twice can be so hit and miss, literally even just in the one music video for the feels. I really enjoyed the more Vivienne and Westwood sort of moment, but then they turned around and gave us these god-awful cheerleading costumes. Don't get me wrong, because usually I'm all for a bit of camp, but this and also the football uniforms that Hype wore, both of which on American TV, mind you, is just, I'm not sure who made that decision, but for me, it's a no. I really liked some of their pink looks though, although some aspects might not have been as cohesive. I'm sure it is insanely difficult to dress 9 people cohesively. I feel like 4 or 5 would probably be more so the magic number. I don't know if I just watched too much Drag Race, but in my mind, sometimes the looks go to more of like a crafty queen sort of space, which there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not someone who thinks that idols should wear head to toe designer on the stage. Actually, a great example more recently is Only One Of. They were wearing a bunch of stuff from H&M and they still look incredible. But all I'm saying is JYP is one of the biggest companies and Twice is dubbed the nation's girl group. So if you're gonna do a DIY, commit to it, go all in. The girls deserve better.
Snap girl, I think you dropped something. My jaw.
Now, if there's one thing to say about itzy's styling is that they were born to wear suits. They look so insanely good in trousers. Plus, I feel like often it really suits their concept and their choreo. Specifically, I would love to hear your thoughts on the loco styling because it was kind of 50-50 in the Instagram responses. I decided to put together a little inspired outfit or the sort of thing I would have prepared for this comeback. I really liked when they did the more red and black color combo. I don't know, I feel like that was really strong for this concept. I definitely liked a lot of the elements that they were trying to go for, but I don't know, it almost felt like they didn't fully commit to it. So I figured I'd share my interpretation of how I would have styled the concept. I kept to that same color combo that I enjoyed and really just amped up the accessories because the theme is literally crazy, so why not? The star of the show is definitely the skirt. That's what I based the entire look around. Any of the girls would look amazing in this, but I do feel like it would be a good alternative to Yeji's tutu look. If I was a stylist who had a budget and more access, I definitely think we could do something more with the top half, but considering we're just making it work with what I've got, I am pretty happy with it. Okay, this is kind of random, but I wanted to do a category where I'm not too much talking about the outfits, but actually the styling of the set, specifically if it is just like a really casual, low-key bedroom sort of feel. I don't know, a lot of the times I just enjoy those more low-key videos than some sort of elaborate green screen with fake fireworks at the end. Yes, that was a read. I really love more playful room decor and backgrounds for my videos, so I find a lot of inspiration in them. Some good examples that we saw throughout the year were itzy, Sunmi, P1 Harmony, and my personal favorite, Momoland, Wrap Me in Plastic. I don't even want to know how many times I played that music video. The whole thing just felt very targeted towards my personal taste. I feel like a lot of you are definitely like 4th gen boy group stans, specifically TXT and or ATEEZ and or Stray Kids. So of course we need to discuss. I will admit I might be a bit biased when it comes to ATEEZ, but I feel like they have some of the best styling of any boy group and they absolutely killed it this year. Specifically the stage outfits for Deja Vu I thought were so cohesive but still managed to be creative. Like even though they're often following popular trends, they managed to put their own little twist on it, which I really appreciate. Specifically this stage performance, Songhwa and Yusong look so freaking good. Like, are you kidding me? And I literally bought my Vivienne Westwood brooch after seeing Songhwa wear it on Kingdom, so I love an influencer moment. And I love when they promote 2 title tracks back to back, giving us a completely different vibe. Like, this is so cutesy and fun. Tomorrow by Together gave us some ethereal Prince energy, as well as some space age cyber realness, and whatever you want to categorize this as, I'm not too sure. I definitely did like it. The only thing was I was kind of growing tired of it by the end of promotion, I guess. But the concept I really want to focus in on today is this more casual vibe they gave us. It definitely isn't anything groundbreaking that's going to blow you away. However, I still feel like it was a really good brand move. On TikTok especially, I see a lot of love and emphasis on how relatable the TXT members are. So I think styling them in these comparatively more wearable looks that also really fit in with the TikTok trends of that time was definitely very smart. Since it was such an attainable style, I thought it'd be a fun one to try and recreate, or more so like if there was an additional member, how I would style them to fit in, although the pants definitely are kind of coming for Bomgyu's brand. I surprisingly liked this layered fishnet t-shirt combo. Typically, I feel like I would wear fishnet underneath and have it peek out, but I feel like it kind of works better this way around and it's a little bit more updated perhaps. Opting to contrast the pants with these white creepers, I feel like gives it a good point of difference, and I can't find the reference, but I'm sure I've seen them wear shoes like this before. But honestly, with just a couple of tweaks, I feel like we could make this work for other boy group concepts as well, specifically Enhypen in their Drunk Dazed era, and also this NCT music video, which I am obsessed with Taeyong's look in this. Like, oh my god. I mean, he could do anything and I'm obsessed, but specifically this. And although I'm not actually going in depth with any NCT looks today, a quick shout out to this particular stage. I thought this was done brilliantly, and I did actually already recreate it over on TikTok. I did like my top 5 Spotify artists. So yeah, there's that if you're interested. I feel like Stray Kids are always dropping little music videos here and there, but I guess their main comeback was with Thunderous, and the styling to me was fine. I feel like I'm quite indifferent on it. Other than like the Chanel suspenders moment, I did enjoy that, but overall, I felt like you could have worn that in Backdoor or even God's Menu, so I feel like I would have preferred just something a little bit more fresh this time around. I was, however, all in on Christmas Evel. I know that was a very polarizing release, but I freaking loved it. Also, Maknae on top. Was that last year or the year before? Like, time is nothing to me these days, but that was a good one. There were a lot of groups that had similar sort of styling concepts, which personally I had no problem with because I love it every time, but obviously it makes it hard to kind of stand out for having something unique, which usually is what pushes you over into like best dressed category. But I still just wanted to give a quick rundown of some that I was like, yes, that is cute. I like it. I'm just so excited to see how this group evolves because they already delivered and then some in their rookie year. They gave us some really cute solid looks, clearly a fan of plaid, which girl, same, so you've already won me over. And I don't know why, but I just have a good feeling about their stylist team. I think they're really gonna evolve with the girls, so we can expect to see some more exciting things to come as they change and develop their concepts further. And a quick little shout out to both their costume changes at the Melon Music Awards. I thought they just looked so stinking adorable. It's giving me like pastel Easter eggs meets Alice in Wonderland. While we're on the topic of award season, I had to share this one for my fellow plaid lovers. This collab stage had me gobsmacked. Exactly what I want to see at Christmas time. Just so classic, simple, but done brilliantly. I also enjoyed a few of Red Velvet's award show looks. Specifically, this little onesie on Yeri is just stunning. Definitely giving me Psycho era, which we were so sadly robbed of, but I still think about weekly to this day. Oh, and this pink concept too, like silky skirt, hand it over immediately, I am begging you. The outfits for their regular promotions of Queendom, again, really cute, but probably could be transferred over to like 50% of girl groups at the moment, but nonetheless, I still liked them. I had to sneak Purple Kiss in here with their zombie comeback. I mean, just take a look at it. Is it not screaming my name? I could definitely see me taking inspiration from some of these looks. Cherry Bullet, I thought also had a really solid showing. I love the more monochromatic color concepts. Plus, I kind of have a soft spot and I'm just really rooting for them because technically they were the first K-pop group I ever saw live. Speaking of great use of color, Fromis9 absolutely nailed it with their color blocking moment in their music video. Plus, a lot of their stage outfits were super cute too. I'm definitely not looking for the word underrated because they're super popular and well known, but but I don't know, I just feel like they deserve the successes of like IZ*ONE or a group of that sort of stature. So yeah, if you guys aren't already into them, definitely check them out. Just as we were all kind of falling into a slump, thought it was time to wrap up the year of K-pop, bam, IVE came out with this hot debut. Oh my goodness. I really like that they had more of an elegant sort of styling about them. I think this concept fits them really, really well and clearly makes them stand out compared to like all of the groups that I have just been through. So I thought I'd take a little bit of inspiration from what we've seen them do and also just what I personally would put them in if I was the stylist, and this is what I came up with. There were 2 focus points I really wanted to work in. The first were the gloves because I loved that on them, and the second being what I wanted to bring to the table, which was feathers. I think this is a fun way to bring more texture to the looks while still keeping like that classy sort of feel about them. Of course, we had to add some sparkle in there. That never hurt anyone when you're under the stage lights especially. The only thing I'm really disappointed in is the fact that I have nowhere to wear this. Okay, we are breaking out the big guns now because this definitely falls into, I mean, I haven't actually numbered them, but definitely top 3 best styling of the year, and it has to go to Everglow for their first music video. Oh my goodness, when I saw this MV, my jaw hit the floor. It is phenomenal. Such unique styling without being over the top or uncomfortable. Hits the nail on the head when it comes to matching the theme and the concept, and just all around very visually appealing. All the girls look amazing. This was without a doubt top tier to me. Everglow is one that I always have my eye on ever since debut. I even love the bonbon chocolate outfits. I feel like there were a couple of key things to keep in mind when recreating this look. The first is some form of asymmetry. Obviously a lot of layers, and also skirt over pants, which you guys know I love. Personally, I love how it turned out. I'd wear it in a heartbeat. I could see some people being not so keen on the nude element of it, but you could easily switch that out, make it all black, give it a bright pop of color, or just go for a more stark contrast of black and white. I feel kind of bad that I'm only hyping up the girls, so I've got a small list of boy group songs I want to give a shout out to, not necessarily for the styling. It doesn't find itself in worst or best, it just exists, but they still deserve a mention. First has to be Six Cinema. When I found out this was their debut song, I did not believe it. I still honestly don't really believe it, because how? This is such a good song, the sort of thing that you're gonna find in my playlist still in like 4 years time. A group that I don't personally stan but literally has one of my all-time favorite K-pop songs ever is AB6. The song in question is Breathe, but obviously for the purpose of today's video, I am talking about Cherry. This was such a fun song. The music video was cute too, and although none of their outfits were like groundbreaking or anything, I really did enjoy their use of color. The Boys' Thrill Ride was such a good song. I love this more kind of like upbeat concept for a boy group, and something that I really appreciate about the Boys, and I would also put Oneness in this category as well, is that they are always switching it up. They never just stick to one concept. They literally just throw everything at the wall, and that's kind of what I do with my own personal styles. So I love to see that mentality in other people. With all that being said, I did not enjoy the styling so much. Oh, you know, again, like usually I love tacky, but this just was not it for me. I'm sorry. If you didn't know, my alt group is actually N-Flying, and I'm not mentioning them in today's video. I feel like me and their stylist kind of has beef, because not that they do my boy dirty, but they definitely don't do him any favors. They're not letting him live up to his full potential, and it kind of just drives me nuts, because I want that job. I want to style Lee Seung-hyuk, okay? But the point that I was trying to get across is I love myself a good K-band, and I was very excited when Extraordinary Heroes debuted. It is such a good song, and I feel like anyone who had like that pop punk sort of phase and then somehow migrated into K-pop, this is the song for us, okay? And they're kind of leaning into that clowncore movement, I must say. My number 1 boy group of the year though was shinee. Oh my goodness. I cannot express to you how much joy this comeback brought me. I was so freaking excited. So I don't know if I was kind of biased, had rose colored glasses on at the time, but I thought it was great and I ate up every bit of it. I really like the concept for a lot of the stage performance outfits of Don't Call Me. And I mean, they just bring so much charisma to anything that they do that you can't really help but fall in love with it. This particular look of Minho, I was like, okay, yes, we need a collab stage of him and Johnny immediately. I really loved the color palette they gave us in Atlantis, and this is another one where I decided to do my own little recreation. I feel like so much of the styling that we see and that I'm talking about today is more of like a funky, edgy sort of take, so this was really refreshing to do something a little bit more elevated and elegant. I was feeling very underwater prints. I am obsessed with this pearl harness, literally my new favorite accessory, and I just know Taemin would have absolutely devoured this look. Also have to mention we got some great looks from some SM male soloists as well, including both Taemin and Key, but I mean, they give it to you every time. I really liked Peaches by Kai. The outfits just looked so beautiful, not only him but his backup dancers as well, which I always think is a great sign. But the stylist just did a fantastic job at blending these cultural Korean elements with something a little bit more modern. And I do really love seeing that in K-pop, and I definitely think it should be encouraged because obviously it's a lot better than this sometimes culturally appropriating styles that we have seen in the past. And yes, I am completely biased, but Paint Me Naked by 10 was literally one of my favorite songs of the year and quite possibly one of the best full English releases I have ever come across. I think legit one of the only idols that I would actually want to meet because I actually think he would be a nice person. I have to thank you guys for opening my eyes to this next one. There were quite a few responses for Dreamcatcher, and although this was a group I was already familiar with and I've listened to some of their songs here and there, I had never actually dived in to look at their music videos or stage performances, and wow, was I in for a treat because their styling this year was incredible. And you know what, to really prove my point, I'm going to preface this with my two top pet peeves at the moment. The first one, PVC, because name a group, chances are they wore it this year. I'm so sick of it. I get it, it's a fabric that looks good on stage because under the lights it shows up and gives more dimension on camera, but like, let's switch it up a little bit. And you know what? Dreamcatcher did just that. They teamed it up with some more soft, flowy fabrics that really just injected new life into this old trend. And the other one I don't particularly like is just copy and paste every member in the exact same outfit or very similar outfit. It just feels kind of lazy, doesn't it? Which again, I'm sure it is very difficult to dress that many members, but come on, I like to see a little bit of personality shine through each member to give them an individual quirk. But when Dreamcatcher did it, it actually made sense to me because I feel like it really went along with their kind of like creepy doll choreography. So they convinced me. On two of my pet peeves, I did a 180, so hats off to them. I ended up taking inspo from this particular stage and just showing you what I would wear as like an additional member. I'm obsessed with this little thrifted cape. And I think we could potentially see more capes in K-pop styling this year. We've already seen it in the WJS and Chocomi comeback, which by the way, they have already bodied literally anything that anyone came out with in all of 2021. They've already beaten it this far into 2022. So I have high hopes this year. Okay, I am kind of nervous to discuss BTS, but you know what, I'm not gonna lie to you, quite a few of the responses put them in worst dressed. Hear me out, okay? I love the boys. If you guys have been on my channel before, you know that. I stan them. They are the group that got me into K-pop and I will always love them. However, the styling was just like a little bit underwhelming for me this year. So I'm not necessarily saying it's worst, but it's definitely like a decline from some of their previous concepts for my personal taste only, okay? Obviously, everyone's gonna see it different, but I feel like it was a little bit watered down to cater to the more Western audiences that they were really promoting to throughout 2021, which is totally understandable, and the guys all still looked stunning. Always. And again, it's not even a situation where I think the stylist team has done a bad job. I think they're definitely meeting the brief that they have been told, because if you look at their concert outfits, for example, I love so many of their concert outfits. This is like the more fun and creative BTS styling that I personally am used to. Okay, just to further prove my point, I literally bought this white mesh bodysuit because it reminded me of what JK wore at the Permission to Dance concerts in LA, and I Loved it. The only reason I'm not doing like an inspired by look is because I don't have any other pieces to match with it. Obviously, I'm not gonna do this video without talking about my queen of queens, my ultimate alt, Hyuna. She had 2 comebacks, one solo and one with her now fiance, Dawn. Oh my goodness. Look, the thing is, you don't want to get me started on her because I won't shut up. Despite my personal bias, I can kind of understand why some of you voted her for worst dress. I was very pleased to see more of you vote her for best. I guess, you know, that sort of over-the-top crazy styling isn't gonna be to everyone's taste, is it? Shockingly, I do not have an inspired outfit to include today, but I did do a look for both comebacks over on my Instagram, and you know what's coming. I have to mention it again, okay, because it's the only success to my name, but Hyuna herself liked this picture on Instagram, and you know what? Also, with some of their ping pong stage performances, I was definitely getting like One Piece character vibes, which I'm just obsessed with right now. But yeah, this is just so up my alley. I don't even have anything worthwhile to add at this point. It's literally just me sitting here admiring them. A couple of other solo female artists I wanted to mention were Chungha in her bicycle era, because she's not afraid of an accessory or 20, so instantly 2 thumbs up from me. Seemingly you guys were kind of mixed on Somi's outfits, but there were quite a few looks that I did really enjoy. Plus, I like the fact that the stylist had the idea of using a key piece with the glove and carry it through majority of her Dum Dum stage performances. I don't know, I think that was a cool touch. Very surprisingly, not too many people even mentioned Rosé, but I still wanted to throw her in here because I thought she looked really cute, especially in this little 3-piece set moment. Plus, I guarantee you that the sales of low-rise docs definitely skyrocketed this month. Personally, when Black Mamba came out, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't a fan. I'm still not a fan of that song, but once Next Level dropped, bam, they had me hook, line, and sinker. And I know some people say, you know, they give you no stage presence. I don't care. I still eat it up. Which also, by the way, the Monster X video where Juhyun is just getting into it is literally my favorite video of the entire year. Like, nothing topped that. That was my go-to when I needed a serotonin boost, and it never disappointed. But anyway, I did quite enjoy some of the styling for this concept. However, when they came back with Savage, I felt like this was another step up, and I absolutely adored the costuming. And especially when we got into awards season as well, I feel like the stylist did not let them down. This is very fitting for my personal style though. I feel like often I'm getting comments like, oh my god, that look definitely reminds me of Aespa. So of course I had to put together a little Savage outfit of my own, and I'm telling you, I could definitely see any of the girls wearing this, and it definitely helps that I'm actually wearing some brands that they've been seen in before, including OHT NYC for the necklace, and then also Dido Shop for the top. I'm hoping you guys can see the graphic on the skirt well enough, but it's giving very sci-fi, very much in line with the album concepts. And once we had all those white and blue elements, I figured the best way to finish it off and really ground it was just with some black. I think a corset and leg warmers, again, both very on brand for Aespa. Okay, I feel like I've been talking for a really, really long time, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this like discussion style video. It's not something that I usually do, but if you would want to see more of it, let me know what topics you think might be interesting in the future. And yeah, comments are always open to discuss your K-pop faves. So hopefully I will chat to you there, or see you next time. Bye!